Hello Aries, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the energies and predictions for the sign of Aries for the rest of November. Now, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and feel free to check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, Aries, let's go ahead and get into this reading here for you, where we'll be taking a look at this mid-month update for you. So, of course, the timeline on this reading will be from now until the end of the month. And I do hope that this month of November has been good to you so far. But with that said, let's go ahead and get all the cards out here, get everything set up and in view, and then we'll get right into it for you. Okay. And I think that's looking just about good enough to me for right now. All right. Wow. Aries, really like what I'm seeing here in the cards, but energy on the bottom, you have the Knight of Wands. All right. Another very good card. So the Knight of Wands is, this is somebody who is a risk taker. This is somebody who wants to go on an adventure, right? This is somebody who wants to do something unique and different, which you can actually see the pyramids here in the background. For me, I associate the pyramids in the tarot as like foreign lands, foreign places, distant shores, like something that is foreign to you, right? And this is for that reason a card of travel. It can be it's the biggest card I see when people are ready to relocate, like move house, move location, these sorts of things. But also it can be in business and career. It may suggest that you are a jack of all trades. You're capable of wearing multiple hats and you have a good collection of skills, so to speak. But this could be around being bold, okay? So I was using the word risk taker, but there may be something around being bold for you, during this period of time. And I definitely see that some of you are getting like really fired up, okay? The term is fired up here, Aries. I'm just not entirely sure what it is around yet. There is some separation here that some of you are maybe like going through or contemplating. You definitely also, it may feel like you are bogged down by responsibility as well. As I look at this reading, some of you may have a lot of responsibilities to be carrying on your back, but, and you know this, like you are up to the task is kind of what the vibe is as well. Okay, so right now you may feel like there's a lot that you have to take care of, there's a lot that you have to handle, but I get a sense that you're approaching it, you're approaching it from a place of confidence, like let's do this, So we start off here with this Knight of Wands, and right away in the middle you do have the Queen of Wands. All right, so I love this combination of cards for you. These cards actually come one after the other. But the Queen of Wands, this is the card that can really be associated with authenticity. Confidence, bold, somebody who's confident, somebody who's bold, somebody who's courageous, somebody who's brave, and somebody who is authentic. This is the hallmark of the Queen of Wands. Also, this card does suggest that the Queen of Wands is usually a busy person. Okay, so when you get the Queen of Wands, for you during this time, it may mean that there's a lot on your plate. Your schedule's full, and I do see that there are responsibilities here that some of you are having to sort of handle as well during this period of time. But again, there's something here around having confidence, having courage to work through. Like I'm getting a sense that you have like a pile of, or a mountain of work, like a load of work or a pile of work, a mountain of work that you have to get through. And this may not even be like work at your career or your job. It may be like life. Like when you come home after work, there are a million things you have to do, like you may be going through this right now. But there's a very clear call to bravery to have courage around something, okay? And it's important that you don't lose yourself within this, as well as the Queen of Wands, again, is about authenticity. So, like, the key here for you, Aries, is to be yourself through this process, okay? And don't try to be anyone else, okay? Which I think most of you already know that, but this is certainly showing up in the reading. Now, in the first column here, you have the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Sun, and you have the Three of Cups. So I love the Nine of Pentacles. It's one of my favorite cards because, this is about financial independence. This is about maybe independence generally, as well as nines usually connect to you. Nines are about you. Nines are not necessarily about other people like a three is, which you do have threes here. You have a Three of Cups here. But the Nine of Pentacles says that you can sustain yourself right now, okay? And, this person here, they've grown this bush that has both pentacles and fruit, meaning they can sustain themselves, and they have set themselves up for sort of like a good future, right? It's all about financial independence and everything that comes along with that as you have that Nine of Pentacles. This is also saying that you may have like an opportunity to do something that you've always wanted to do, like in terms of like a personal, like a bucket list item, because actually this person has built some time and they can enjoy some luxuries in life. They have, one hand available for whatever they want here, and one hand on their money. So some of you may also have an opportunity to like check something off your bucket list as well. I know this is a little confusing, but maybe this is why you're so busy. Like you may be preparing for a trip. Some of you may be preparing for something else. And there's like a lot of stuff that's going on for you. Your calendar's full in preparation for this. But that's just coming to mind. Let me know if you resonate with that or not. But you love the idea of the Nine of Pentacles anytime in a reading, because you've worked hard to put yourself in a strong spot. With the Sun card, this is the best card. It's all about positivity, success, happiness, confidence as well. And there's definitely a message of confidence here with the Sun, the Queen of Wands, the Knight of Wands, no question about it. And I see that you have something that you're going to be celebrating if you have not already. Okay, if you have not already, with the Three of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles and the Sun, to me this just screams celebration. It screams good times with others. As the Three of Cups, it does refer to your social circle or, having good times with others. And, the Three of Cups is really, really a positive message with a Sun card, with a Nine of Pentacles. However, it is next to the Three of Swords. Okay, so we actually do have two threes here. It is next to the Three of Swords, and, this is a combination that scares people sometimes in the tarot, because that can actually indicate that maybe there's like a third-party situation going on in relationships. But I'm not entirely sure that there is even a love message here. I definitely want to get some confirmation on that. But, maybe some of you are needing to have confidence to confront a romantic partner that you are involved with, Aries, as I look at these cards here. Maybe that's it. What I know for sure is there's a call to confidence, a call to courage, in this reading, and a call to be authentic, to be yourself, to not try to be anyone else. So on one hand, like I'm seeing some level of celebration that is coming in here, and something that you've built that you deserve, based on something that you've built, and you deserve to have this celebration, right? Whether this is a trip, this is, whatever it is. And you've built this for yourself, so you deserve it, is what I'm trying to say. So on one hand, I see that. On the other hand, there is a call to confidence, courage, and authenticity. And, what area of life could this be in? Let's see here. The Ten of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and the Three of Swords is in the middle column here. So as I look at this, I talked about how you have this busy schedule here with the Queen of Wands at this time. And the Ten of Wands is somebody who's has a lot of responsibilities in life, right? They've crossed the finish line, meaning that you can like complete something when you see a 10 in the tarot. But despite crossing the finish line, they still have to carry the wands, right? So there's like the burden of responsibility, shows up through the Ten of Wands, plus this idea of being busy, right? Like your schedule being full. Okay, so maybe like the call to courage and confidence and bravery here is about kind of like being able to compartmentalize everything that is going on, like being able to handle everything that is on your plates, being able to work through all the tasks and attend all the meetings and reply back to all the people. Like maybe this is what this is referring to. On the other hand, maybe this is referring to the fact that some of you are experiencing separation in life, as you have the Three of Cups and the Three of Swords, and there's something that I get a sense that some of you need to have a conversation with someone, or some of you need to like confront someone, and this is not necessarily something that you want to do, but it's something that you have to do. Or it feels like you have to do it as well. The thing is, we get a little bit of a clue to what that could be here in the final column. So let's move into this. You do have the Hierophant, the Queen of Cups, and the World. So the Hierophant is a number of things. It could be your elders in your family, right? Whether that's you as the elder or somebody else, right? Or maybe you're not the elder. But it is a card of family for me. This can also be your marriage as well, if you are married, or your long-term committed union, partnership, that sort of thing. And this could also be an organization that you're a part of or people that you work with. Okay, so the separation may be in one of those areas as I'm really looking at this here. Okay. With the Queen of Cups, this is somebody who is a good listener. This is somebody who's deeply intuitive. And this is somebody who's also a dreamer as well. Finally, the World is a major completion of a cycle in the tarot. There is an end to this burden that you are carrying, Aries. I do want to say that. There is an end to this burden that you're carrying, the responsibilities that are on your shoulders at this time. There is end in sight for you, okay, with the World. It is coming in here in the future for you. I think this is more and more pointing to the fact that some of you are dealing with multiple things at once here, okay? And it's an interesting story of success with the Nine of Pentacles, meaning you've done something right for yourself, like you've done well for yourself with the Nine of Pentacles. You've got real life responsibilities right now, like serious, like lots going on. And I think at the same time, some of you are going through a separation in life, whether this is from like connected to a family member or a marriage or a job, right? So like this is kind of what's happening here, I think. And the underpinning of this reading is positivity, okay, with the Sun and the Queen of Wands here for sure. Like there's a real like positive underpinning to this reading here. But at the same time, there's a heavy load that some of you are working with, okay? So, with the World, this would suggest successful completion of something. I also want to say that there's a very small portion of you may be a little overwhelmed by some like international travel that you have planned or that is going on, okay? Because with the World and the Knight of Wands, for me, that's the biggest combination of international travel in the tarot, okay? So I also wanted to say that, and there's a lot that you're maybe like planning or preparing or getting ready for as well as far as that. Now, if you're not doing that, then you can drop that message. But all right, let's go ahead and let's take a look at the clarifications portion of this reading. We're going to pull some oracle cards here, and then we're also going to pull some tarot cards to get more details on what this might be around. All right, so Aries, let's see what we have here for you. Okay. And I think that's looking good enough to me. All right. Energy on the bottom, you have Oracle, wait for important information. This has been a core theme of the reading so far for this series, which is like right now, of course we're in a retrograde, but it's not just Mercury, it's also Jupiter in retro. And, like right now, it feels like the message for people is if you feel like you're not making progress or you're not moving on something, there's probably a divine reason for that, so to speak. Or maybe you're into astrology, maybe there's an astrological reason for that, so to speak, right? Like, view it as divine timing. If something's not moving along, there's probably a reason for that. You have Mirror Guardian, take time to reflect. Yeah, here we go again. Sage, be devoted and committed. All right. You have Spirit Fox, trust your talents in changing times. You have Magic Guardian, unlock the magic within, as well as Earth Guardian, stay rooted and grounded. Always for me, good advice. You know, it's not always easy to root and ground yourself, but if you can find a practice or a method that works for you, it's very beneficial to be literally rooted and grounded. I get a sense that some of you are feeling uprooted right now, okay, because of some movement that's going on here, maybe even quite literally a relocation with the Knight of Wands in the world here. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at the tarot clarifications and see what we have. All right, so Aries, do appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. Do hope things are going well for you. You do have the Knight of Cups. You have the Six of Pentacles. And you have the Page of Pentacles. All right, so the Knight of Cups here, you know, it's about courtship. It's about proposals. Somebody being very interested in you, whether romantically or in another way, right? So this could be, you know, I oftentimes see this if people are being headhunted for a job or being offered something in a career or, right? It's this idea that somebody's interested in you, romantically or otherwise. And this can really be a nice card in the tarot, particularly as it's with the Nine of Pentacles. I see that some of you have an opportunity that you've built for yourself, actually. And with the double knights here, definitely a lot of things going on, like lots of movement happening, okay, at this time. Now, with the Six of Pentacles, this is a card that may suggest financial balancing in life. It's also about generosity. It's about give and take. And there's a sort of karma that is associated with this Six of Pentacles that is around money, you know, as scales can represent karma and balance in the tarot, but it's about inflow, outflow, right? It's about exchange of money here going on. I think with the Sun and the Six of Pentacles, some of you could, wow, yeah, and with the Page of Pentacles, some of you could be in line for a pay bump, a bonus, an increase, a raise, maybe a higher paying opportunity. That's actually a really strong combination of this because I also see that there's something that you're celebrating here. And indeed, maybe the separation is not from a marriage partner or family, and indeed is around separation from an employer. So if you're still here and you're still watching, that could be it. But let's take a look at this middle column here. You have the Page of Swords, you have the Two of Pentacles, and you have the Queen of Cups. Okay, I see positive changes going on here connected to your money and finance situation, okay? To be very clear, this is not lottery type wins. This is not gambling type wins. Sometimes you will see that in the tarot, but this is not one of those times, okay? This is money that is derived from your hard work and dedication here with the Nine of Pentacles. And also the Queen of Wands, and also the Knight of Wands, your skills, your talents, your special sauce as a person, so to speak, that make you, you know, a commodity in a workplace, to a work environment, which is what we're all trying to do, right? You know, what makes you special, you know, in the workplace is probably a better way of saying that. And that's where this increase, it feels like, is derived from, because the Two of Pentacles, it represents financial change. That could be up, that could be down. But as you have the Sun next to it, as you have the Six of Pentacles next to it, as you have like A lot of movement going on here. You have offers and proposals all over the place here. Like, it feels like you're in alignment for something nice, okay? What's challenging, I think, for you is that there's been a hiccup with the Page of Swords. There's been a delay in the process, maybe, with that Page of Swords, you know? And maybe you were promised something, or some opportunity was promised you, or something like that here. And yeah, there's been a little bit of a delay. If you are having second thoughts, I guess those second thoughts are valid, but what the cards are asking you to look at is like, let go of the thoughts and move into the gut level feeling, right? So like, you may be having second thoughts, but those thoughts may be, I don't know, derived from fear, and so forth and so on. But with the Queen of Cups, this would say like, okay, what is your gut saying? Not your head. What is your gut saying? What is your intuition saying, right? So, like, that's going to really be a key thing for you as you look at this area in life where you're separating from. You have the Five of Cups. You have the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, I like that for you, definitely. And you have the Judgment card. All right, it's very clear here that you're at a really critical stage here, either now or coming up, okay? With the Judgment in the World, those cards are 20 and 21. They come one after the other. You actually also have 19, the Sun, so 19, 20, 21. This situation's progressing pretty quickly for you, and right as it's progressing in the exact way that it needs to be progressing in terms of the divine timing for you, okay? And what I would also say here is, like, the Judgment card is, it's critical points. It's, epiphanies. And I love that the world is with that, because you're getting a really successful resolution to something, or outcome here. And I love even more so that you have in a row 6, 2, 10 of Pentacles, right? So when I look at the Two of Pentacles and I'm trying to determine as the reader, is this an increase or a decrease? Is this a gain or a loss? One of the big indicators of a gain would be the Ten of Pentacles, right? Because the Ten of Pentacles is the highest vibration, the highest form of the Suit of Pentacles. And it's long-term, like, you could say on its highest form, generational money, legacy wealth, legacy money, these sorts of things, right? Building an empire, like, that's the Ten of Pentacles. You see the grandfather, the elder, passing money down through their generations, right? That's the idea of the Ten of Pentacles, right? So it's a card of abundance, and you have this here showing up. Now, the big disclaimer is, is this your reading? Like, is this money coming through like a lottery? No, right? Like, or speculation? Probably not, because never say never, right? But, this reading is connected to your effort, and some choices that you've made in the past, and also around being bold, being confident, being courageous as well, okay? So that's like the big disclaimer here, because some people, like, hear me say this and then they're like, oh, well, I'm going to buy a lottery ticket, which is fine, but just know that there's like a big asterisk here, You then here have the Five of Cups. There's something that's like disappointing here. I think that it's probably just around this separation that is showing up, that inevitably there's a nice opportunity or situation that's going on for you, but also, like, two things are true at the same time. Two things are happening at the same time here. There's also a little bit of sadness as you realize that you have to let go of something to pursue this new thing. On the bottom, you do have the Tower. This could come with some twists and turns. I think they're generally very good. Okay, because the Tower is inherently not bad. It can indicate that there are some surprises on the horizon for you, which is, again, not always a bad thing. So, Aries, let's go ahead and let's take a look at the Kipper cards, and let's see what is in the Kipper energies for you. Okay, you have message, lovers, journey, unexpected income, mature woman, and concern. All right, so unexpected income, you have the tower, you have epiphanies here, and you have communication, right? With all of these tarot cards are supporting, the Kipper cards are really supporting and confirming what a lot of the tarot cards had to say, right? Message is the page, pages in the tarot are messengers, right? So we have this idea of communication here. This seems to be heavily connected to money and finance, and probably, heavily connected to money and finance here. The journey card, by the way, is the travel card. You know, in this deck, I do see that some of you are maybe going international in some way here, Aries, in a certain way. Sudden wealth, everybody loves that card. There's a slot machine on it, interestingly enough. You know, just know none of this is financial advice, you know. But for me, the sudden wealth card is more so, as you see the slot machine on the card, it's more so about the idea of luck, right? And it could say that luck is on your side at this time. And luck can come in many forms, not just in the casino, right? We can always get lucky in certain areas in life. And I see that that is definitely on your side here. And I think that you, more importantly, have put yourself in a position to get lucky, Aries. All right, so I see that you are a hard worker with the Ten of Wands. You have carried and maintained a heavy burden, right? A lot of responsibilities. And there's a certain karma that comes with that, right? And karma is just the outcome of all of your actions. Here's the house card as well. Could some of you be buying or selling? Maybe. Could some of you be moving a house? Yes, that could also be on the board. So this looks really good for you. You do have main female on the bottom. This could be a main character in your life and mature woman as well. Mature woman obviously would be more of an elder, whether that's you or someone else, and a main female would just be somebody who's a main character in your life. It could be you. It depends on kind of like where you are. But I do see that there are other people that are showing up for you. All right, Aries, thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll most certainly be talking to you again soon.